day 6, our first day of the week on my second week of 10 tips to count down to training. Today I'm going to be giving you tips for why you need to be including conditioning work with your running. Okay, so it's nearly time to start retraining and getting back into our training plans for autumn races, or maybe some of the races you've entered are now going to be run as virtual runs. Whatever's the case, now is the time to start thinking about how you're going to tune your training up for summer to make sure that the running you're doing this summer is going to be productive and it's going to get you fit, ready and prepared for the start line or for the race that you've got ahead. So today we're going to talk a little bit about conditioning and why conditioning is really, really important to be included alongside your running. Us runners, we love to run, and often other forms of exercise don't really get a look in our diaries, which is a real shame, because conditioning work can really help us as runners, as well as overall improving our overall fitness. And right now, before you get started, full on training for your races, now is a great time to get started with some strength conditioning work to ensure your body is going to be strong, stable and resilient to injury this summer. So we're now just about to get into summer. Spring is sprung. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Let's think back to winter, and when you were training for races, maybe you were training for London or another race this winter. Did you do any conditioning work through your training, or did you just completely ignore it? It was just one extra thing to be thinking about, and all you could possibly do was run. Let me know in the comments. And if you did do conditioning, what parts of your body did you work on? Did you go to any conditioning classes like yoga or Pilates or bar conditioning? They're great for really building strength in those areas that are traditionally weak for us runners. Or did you just completely ignore it? Now, conditioning work is really important to keep your niggles and injuries at bay, and doing strength work can really help us with improving our running performance. And if you've not done any conditioning work and you're not really too sure what types of exercises you really should be doing, then make sure that you've signed up to my 7-day Summer Training KickStart, which is going to kickstart next Monday. Over 7 days in that Kickstart program, we're going to be doing running, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the running workouts that you find in typical training plans. So we've really focused up and tuned up our running. But we can't run every day. Those days when we're not running, we're going to be doing some conditioning exercises. So if you're a bit confused about what types of conditioning work to do, make sure that you've signed up to 7-day Summer Training KickStart. We're kicking off next Monday, but get in now. There are limited spots available. Okie dokie. So conditioning. What should we be working on, and what sort of things should we be doing? So first up, we need strong mover muscles, okay? And when I say mover muscles, I really mean sort of our legs and our glutes. We need strong muscles that are going to help create power to help us move and to help us run. But we also need strong stabilizer muscles to help us maintain that sort of good running posture, and to keep our hips and our pelvis stable, and also to make sure that we've got great posture that is translated into our running. So we've got good running form, because when we run with a less than good running form, maybe we run hunched over because that's the way we walk, that puts stress and strain on our bodies, and that's what can lead to injuries. So we need to be doing conditioning work to make sure we've got the strength to hold our body nice and tall so we can run with great form. So if you're If your stabilizer muscles, which tend to be those smaller, deep muscles in our bodies, if they're weak, then what actually happens is our body then tries to find a way of compensating for those weaknesses, and that can create muscle imbalances, which can cause injury. And it's especially important to be doing conditioning work if you're training for a marathon or any sort of endurance event, because when you're marathon training, you're going to be putting your body through so many more demands than just regular runners. Runners who just go out for a run, a nice sunny morning, just go out, amble around 10k, 5k type of runners. So it's really, really important that when you're training for a race like that, you consider yourself that you are an athlete in training and include at least one, maybe 2 or 3 conditioning workouts in your week. So what areas of our body should we be working on? So first up, we need to be thinking about working our core, okay? And our core is a group of stabilizing muscles around our abdomen and our lower back, which really protect our spine, and they help us to maintain good posture. And having a strong core is really, really critical for us runners, because it helps the transfer of power through our bodies, and having a weak core can increase your chance of injury in your lower back as well as in your legs. So a lot of our runners' niggles and injuries stem from the fact that we've got weaknesses in our core. For our strong core, you need to be targeting and working those deep abdominal muscles, okay? So we're not talking about six packs when we talk about core. We're talking about those muscles that are really, really deep in your abdomen. And so we need to be doing exercises like planks, and rather than doing, full-on sit-ups that are going to work the sort of six-pack type muscles there. So think about including some planking type exercises in your week to work your core. Next up, let's think about our hips. I'm moving down our bodies here. It's really, really important as a runner that you've got strong and stable hips, okay? Because that will make you a strong and powerful runner. Your running style will be a lot more efficient if you've got stable hips, okay? And it's great for injury prevention. Having weak hips can cause a heap of runners' injuries. And when I say weak hips, what happens generally if you've got weaknesses in your hip area, you sometimes can run with catwalk hips, you're sort of sliding around a bit. And it's all about maintaining a stable stable hips, so that they're not flapping around a bit up and down, backwards and forwards, because doing that you're going to put stress and strain on other parts of your body. So we need to make sure that we have strong and stable hips, okay, because it's really, really important for injury prevention. Classes like yoga and Pilates are really great to help build strength and stability in your hips. I've been doing a lot of yoga over the last few years, and that's really, really helped me in terms of helping my running style, and it's helped me build up strength in my hips for stability for my running. And then finally, your legs. It's been shown that runners that include strength training to build strength in their mover muscles in their legs have a more efficient running style, and they're stronger and faster runners. So make sure that you also include strength work that targets your major leg muscles also in your work during the week, to make sure that you're building that leg strength that can make you a more powerful runner. So in summary, it's really, really critical to include strength and conditioning work in your week if you're training for a marathon or a half, or you're really going to be serious about your training through this summer. So what we need to work on firstly is your core by doing things like planks, Second, make sure we've stabilized our hips and we've got strong hips that are not flopping all over the place. And a great way of doing that is with a yoga class. And finally, we need to build that leg strength. So things like lunges, squats, great way of building strength in those muscles that are going to really help power us around in our running. So if you had a bit of time out over the last few months and you want to get a kickstart going with your running, and you haven't done much conditioning work, maybe recently, and maybe you didn't do very much when you were training for marathons this spring, then make sure that you are signed up to join my free 7-day Summer Training KickStart that's starting next Monday. I'm going to help you in those 7 days kickstart getting back on track with your running, with your training. So we're going to be focusing in on different types of running workout that you will find in your training plan. So I'm going to take you through those during our kickstart next week. And we're going to be doing conditioning work. So I'm going to be giving you 3 days worth of conditioning work to be doing that targets the parts of the body that we've been talking about in this short video. So if you're a bit confused, not sure what types of exercise to do, or you're not sure on how to do them properly, make sure that you've signed up to my free 7-day Summer Training Kickstart. In the meantime, it's Monday, it's Bank Holiday Monday, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day out there. So I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous Monday. Get out there, go for a lovely run in the sunshine. It is glorious, a little bit fresh right now, but absolutely glorious. And I shall see you tomorrow morning for video number 7 in my 10 days 10 tips to count down to training. Take care and have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.